Good afternoon, I'm Claudie Groves with Hunter News. Opposition leader John Robertson has written to Premier Mike Baird requesting the government call off plans to truncate the heavy rail line into Newcastle until after the March state election. The Labor leader believes the parliamentary inquiry into the decision to cut the line, as well as other key development decisions, needs to run its course. John Robertson says the people should be allowed to decide what happens to the line.
To do anything beforehand would be to close that rail line without a mandate. The Liberals didn't mention anything about closing the rail line, and closure before the next election would be a slap in the face for Newcastle and not give the people the opportunity to send the Baird Liberal government a message they want to see this rail line stay as part of the rejuvenation process for Newcastle.
The state government is being called on to reveal a long-term parking and public transport plan for Newcastle prior to cutting the city's heavy rail line at Wickham in December. Newcastle University has already revealed it will provide virtually no parking spaces at its new inner-city campus, with the state government declaring Newcastle will be a city based around public transport. Independent candidate for Newcastle, Jacqueline Haynes, says the community deserves to know about these plans.
Novocastrians are very open to progress and they're very tolerant, but the current information release is just not good enough. To be treated with respect, we really need to hold the government's feet to the fire and insist that they release the city's holistic public transport plan.
Pressure from Hunter residents has forced a drop in prices at the Bowser. Newcastle now has the 6th lowest petrol prices in the state, with the average price for unleaded petrol sitting at around $1.48 a litre. NRMA President Carl Loades says People Power has stopped petrol and oil companies taking advantage of Hunter motorists.
Many times the differential between Sydney and the Hunter has been 20 to 30 cents, and fundamentally when all petrol stations are buying for similar pricing, the difference is that Hunter petrol stations and oil companies are just choosing to make more profit, and that has not been good for Hunter motorists.
Maitland is in the running for a share of $128 million in state government funding. It comes as part of the latest round of resources for regions, with a number of infrastructure projects today being shortlisted. Maitland MP Robin Parker says this is great news for the community.
Shortlisted projects on the Resources for Regions round this time will now go to an independent assessment panel. I'm delighted to see that $9.9 million for Maitland Council for the levy project in Maitland CBD is part of that. It's a game changer for us in Maitland and it's fantastic news.
The new and improved Millthorpe Bridge is officially open at Ellalong. While the closure was of great concern to motorists, Cessnock Council is hoping refurbishment efforts will have been worth the inconvenience. Cessnock Mayor Bob Pinsent says the ageing timber structure is in a much better condition.
Millthorpe Bridge previously had been a single-lane timber bridge and it's now been replaced with a 2-lane concrete bridge. And there's been a weight limit on that bridge for a period of time, which has restricted water trucks and cattle trucks going that way, and now this is open to all weighted vehicles.
Now with sport, Shelby Horton.
Disgraced former Newcastle forward Russell Packer could be returning to rugby league as soon as next season. Incoming Knights coach Rick Stone has revealed the club is interested in offering the 24-year-old a chance at NRL redemption, but the Panthers have also emerged as an interested party. Packer is midway through serving his 12-month jail sentence for an alcohol-fuelled assault. Meanwhile, retirement may be on the cards for Knights veteran and dual international Tamana Tahu. The 33-year-old is weighing up options after being told he won't be offered a contract renewal. Tahu is set to play his final game for the season on Sunday when Newcastle take on the Penrith Panthers in the New South Wales Cup Grand Final. And former Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union General Manager Fenton Cool is set to return to the top job. Cool retired in May after 6 years at the helm, but will work part-time as caretaker until the board appoints a replacement for Shelley Newman. That's sport. I'm Shelby Horton.
2 NURFM news time is 10:30 past 12.